Look at her. She's just sitting on Cass's desk, on top of all of Cass's papers. Just, what are you doing? What are you doing to her papers? She needs those. You are sitting on a tablet. That is a $700 tablet that you are sitting on. Oh, she bite. Yeah, my hands taste like food, don't they? You silly cat. You silly cat. I love you. Oh, okay, I'm sorry, miss. I will not disturb you no more. I will simply go about my business. If and that's alright with you. So we'll I'll try to keep the baby in view. As long as she sits there anyway. I'm also still finishing my breakfast. I just have a steam bun. See, look, what are you doing? Okay. Oh, and then you can see her little bed there. It would be very cute if she curled up there. Nope, she's gonna knock over the chopstick. Hi. Oh. Oh, hi. You're over here now. Oh, she's fighting me over here. Thank you for the follow. Super high school level virgin. I'm worried about you. Please do not identify yourself through your lack of sexual activity. That can't be helpful for anybody. But welcome. Hi. Oh, she bite. Ow, she is so made of sharp. Yeah, I used to be a big Danganronpa fan. Look at her. Hold on. We don't have, this is just gonna be a pure cat stream, no video game. Look at her. I just tried to pet her and then she just, I don't have a hand anymore. My hand has been cut off. Nom. Okay, I'm sorry. You came over here. I'm just trying to be here, okay? How you gonna come over here? And then, oh. Okay. So what are we doing? We are going out to the desert. And I have today, spelled with a Y, Kyra. Kyra. So, timeline, 2016, the end of it, when we released episode 16 after a 1.5 development cycle. Oh, I need to shout this out. Let me finish my thought. Hi. Kat has a good point. We'll work on that. Hi, you. Although I think that I put wild Pokemon to do it. Okay, need to finish thoughts. You can see the exact moment at which all of the thoughts fell out of my head. 2016 is when I started the Patreon. And yeah, that's true. Now she's just in this chair attacking me. So since then I was able to work on the game full time, which, you know, big shout out to the community for that and everybody who has supported me. Thank you so much. I love you all. You guys are the best in the world. I feel so lucky to have been able to do that and spend all the time on the end of the game that it needed. But the other advantage to that is that around that time I started posting a lot more actively about my processes behind making the game, which means starting at episode 17, I have a lot more in the way of diagrams of like sketching out initial areas, mapping process stuff, some of which I am going to be showing today because I have some bare bones sketches in digital format for the desert and some in non-digital format, which are much harder to see, but we'll do our best. So I'm going to be sharing some of that I posted on Patreon like 6 years ago by now. Oh God. All right. That number hurt me. But we do have that for as we're going through these areas, and I'll be talking about some of the way that my approach to making them has changed. Thought finished. Let's talk to this NPC. Kixer, we are on a quest to build the perfect city. Always happy to help when I can, stranger. If we all do just a little bit of that here and there, maybe we'll find a world worth sticking around for yet. This is another reference to a community member who ended up taking their own life. This was somebody who helped out Blue Towel a lot, for those of you who remember Blue, with his Plates of Arceus mod. Unlike Lithy in the Onyx Trainer School, I didn't personally know Kixer that well, beyond like recognizing them as a name that existed within the community, but I still, when Blue mentioned it, you know, I wanted to put in a bit of a homage to them as somebody who was in the community, and I really wish that we could have, you know, nobody really saw this one coming, and I really wish that we could have somehow reached out or done better by them. So just a brief shout out to them. From what I hear, they were always very upbeat, very happy to help. They were a good friend to Blue. So yeah, you know, big respect for Kixer. Yeah. You know, I just hope Blue is doing better out there. I know that it had been tough for him for a while. Alright. Okay. Oh yeah, there's this NPC who I like. Just came here on the first train I could. Heard Reborn had a great league, so I had to come try it. Hey, what's the champion like? You know. Dead. Promotional user authorized. Okay, so with this train station here, my original plan for the intro was to, you know, have you start inside the train station because the train goes into the train station. But when I was first making the game, I didn't really have the, let's say the chops. I didn't have the chops to make a destroyed interior of the train station before making, or without making a real interior of the train station. And, you know, I didn't have this system set up where there would be a bunch of, like, a battery of trains as opposed to just one continuous track, and I didn't really know how to handle all that. I don't really understand how train stations work, so I made some bullshit up, and I think it works. But, you know, after I finally mapped the inside here, I'm like, I should probably redo the intro so that you actually start inside the destroyed train station, and I just didn't have the willpower to make that happen. I just couldn't do it. You know, I probably should have prepared for this Taka fight. Oh well. I was really hoping you wouldn't show up. Amy, I'm sorry. I have to stop you here. If I don't, they're gonna say something like, there's no reason for me to stay, right? Ace has been missing since the water treatment center. The others are probably already... Or she's probably already watching us from somewhere. Why is Taka in the desert? Because he is being forced to stop the player here. I don't have a choice anymore. As if I ever did. I don't like this lead. $5,000 IQ predictions. Gotta be honest, it is nice to have a ground type. Let's go ahead and Icy one, since it's not reduced and it'll be 4x. Pain. Now from here, surely a Aria would kill, right? Right? Wow, that did nothing. I thought I didn't have to Z-move, but okay, fair enough. Who is the cutest boy in the... Okay, what? Hold on. Like, Twitch question. Why is Aquamirror in particular highlighted? Like, not that I'm criticizing, right? I don't have anything against Aquamirror, but like, why them in particular? Is this like some kind of new feature of Twitch that I don't understand? Like, most of you are returning chatters. Who is the cutest boy in the game? That is probably going to start a murder. Looks normal to you? Weird. I do not understand. I should Aurora Veil at some point. See, I thought things that were incorrect. It's a new viewer who has chatted at least twice in 30 days. Okay. Alright. Thank you, kitty cats. Alright, Twitch. God, what do I do here? Yeah, I feel like that's most people, but... like, I get it. Because it'll show me when people are new, but it won't show me, like, beyond the singular first message, so I think that this is an attempt to fix that, but this, needs some more refinement. Hey, what do I do here? Do I die? I think I die. Oh? Never mind. The Kamala did not kill me. Oh, goodbye, you poor... I'm out of blizzards! Okay, it's fine. Everything's fine. Oh, it's good. We're all good. Not a problem. Oh, if only I had a blizzard. If only. I am but a poor traveler stranded upon the desert, blizzardless and impoverished. What do you mean it surrounded itself with its Z move? That did nothing. That was pathetic. Chatot, you are pathetic. The McDonald's ice cream machine ran out. I hate that. Yeah, that was actually a really easy battle. I think that was just 2 Pokemon? 3 Pokemon? 4 if we count Gardevoir at the start, but all it did was switch out right away. And not against them. So I guess that's it. This'll probably be the last time you have to deal with me. Sorry. But you can. You've always been standing up to us, and you've always been winning. You're gonna keep doing that, aren't you? Duh. Yeah. You always do, huh? Did you ever even think to do anything else? 'Cause I don't think I have. That's a -1 for Taka? Oh well, there's plenty of opportunity. I see. Got it. Well, I ain't out here changing my personality to match characters, so there. I never thought anything could change, but here you are. You rocked the boat, and I've fallen right out of it. Splash. But where does that leave me? When I go back a failure again, I won't get another chance. And you will keep fighting. Can I come with you? Okay, guys, I don't know. This seems like a hard decision. What should I say? Char says no. We should not let. No for a +1. Fuck this guy. Alright, everybody hates Taka. Alright, so... Oh man, we're getting a lot of no's here. I think I have to say no. I have to say no. Oh, we have some yeses coming in. Yes, you monsters. Commit to the bit, Kerr. It is possible for him to not join here. It puts you in a really weird position that we call Taka Hell Route, or some other people, I think. Q Room Route started as something else, but I think some people call this Q Room Route. I don't know. But Taka Hell Route, where he is still dead, but also you have all the worst parts of Z Chrome Route. There's only one thing that makes Taka Hell Route worth playing. Zero Route, sure. And that's because you get a cardboard cutout joke of him in the tournament arc later. Yeah. No, it sucks. I'm not doing it. I just wanted to mess with you all. Really? I don't know if I can bring myself to play that route. It's also probably broken somehow. Alright, here's the plan. I don't have a single clue. So I'm just gonna follow you now, for now, okay? I'll try not to get in your way. And I kinda took a bunch of healing items from base before they sent me here. So I'll heal your Pokemon whenever you need to, okay? If I can find somewhere safe to hide, I think I'll lay low there for a while. Maybe long enough that I'll get off that woman's radar. After that, let's beat Team Meteor together. I'll follow your lead, Amy. So most of this felt like fan service. Oh dear. So firstly, the desert itself, while we're here. Talking about the desert, I really feel like most deserts in JRPGs are kind of lame because they, at least the ones that I'm familiar with, they kind of enclose the walkable area of the desert within cliffs that make it not really distinguishable from like a valley area or a forest area or any other construction of an area dungeon. So it doesn't feel, it's like wallpapered as a dungeon, but it doesn't feel different from it in any way. So when I first started making Tourmaline, one of my goals was that I really wanted this to feel like and be like a huge, just open, empty fucking piece of shit area. But how to do that without firstly making it visually boring, more than anything. Thank you for the follow, Bahamut. So I was thinking, if you guys are familiar with the game Journey, I assume most of you are. I haven't actually played it myself, but I have watched a little bit of gameplay, and that is a great open area that is still interesting to explore because you have all the elevation and like these giant dunes that you can just walk over and dip down in and turn around. And I'm like, okay, this works great in a 3D space. I would really like to try and figure out how to make something like that work in a 2D space, which is why I ended up going for the approach that we have here. God damn it. With these sand dunes. And I know that the movement speed difference is not the most popular choice for the desert. A lot of people find it annoying, which is frankly fair. But I really wanted to try and at least somewhat texture the feeling of walking over the top of a sand dune that it's going to take a little bit of extra time from this top-down perspective to walk down the other end of it. Now these still look pretty flat, but I am generally happy. This is a tile error right here. This floor tile below should have been a lighter color. That's a shiny Doug trio. Anyway, I am happy with what I was able to do for a 2D game. It's not perfect, but it's a lot better than any of the other deserts I've seen, and I'm glad for that. It required 2 others to make this map, right? Yes. So let's talk about the actual mapping of it. Tourmaline is the best area in the game. I appreciate that. I have repels, don't worry. Both one of your favorite and least favorite areas simultaneously. Okay, so so Sam is correct. I'm just gonna minimize this for a minute. Is that gonna fuck with the stream? No, good. So Sam is correct in that it did take 2 people to make this map because here. I believe we deleted the core file from, yes we did. Okay, so here I'm gonna switch over to another view again. Or actually, do we have, I don't think I have just a good dev stream with chat. Maybe this? There we go, there's the chat. Okay. So this map here, which I need to find in the tree again. This map here is in episode 19, 20 by 15, the minimum size, and it has nothing on it. But that's because in episode 18, and if you still have a download of episode 18 somewhere, you could look at it for yourself. And I really wanted to show that actually, but I didn't have a version of episode 18 downloaded and handy. But on episode 18, this was the original soul map that I mapped the entire desert in. And by the entire desert, I mean the bulk of it below, the left part on a separate map, the Mirage Tower part on a separate map, and the scrapyard all in one giant fucking file. So we deleted this in E19 to save like download space. That was part of Cass's optimizations. I say so myself. So I can't show you that, but what I do have that I posted on Patreon back in the day. Let me just find my files here, because I have a lot of images open to share and talk about. Okay, so this is a sheet of paper. Anyway, I was saying, okay, so big fucking file, and this is a, here, I'm gonna get this out of Imger's bullshit. So this is something I posted on Patreon before. This was my original sketch of the desert. If you guys look, you can kind of see this is the vague shape of it. These outlines here, you can see that this paper is fucking bent through it, right? But this outline here was the general shape of the scrapyard. These lines cutting up here and like these divisions were how I was originally planning to split up the map to account for lag, because lag was still a pretty big concern at this point in time. However, I realized a little bit after that, you know, the map connections would just make the lag worse, or the events necessary to connect the maps without map connections would just make it worse. So I ended up doing like one seam here, or maybe, no, it was where this highlighted line was actually. So I did one seam there, and then this is one corner, and this is one corner, and then the scrapyard is in a couple different pieces because of event limits. But this was the original plan. I think I only have one for supporting Barrel Ward down there. Let's see, I'm not sure what these ats were. There's a note there that I can't quite view. Looks like it's too smudged. I wrote down a legend for myself, but I sure don't remember that. But you can see the dimensions here, 200, these are the number of tiles. Alright, well, once again, I'm not sure what I got cut out in the middle of. Oh, I was saying that I had split up, so you can see the scrapyard outline here, and you can see how I was originally going to split it up, which I didn't do because of lag, which I was originally going to do because of lag, and then realized that was going to not work. And I was saying, so we actually split it along the highlighted route, and then into these two corners, so that there's about 4 distinct sections. And you can see these numbers on the sides. We're planning out about how many tiles they were going to be. So that's, you know, 200 for this upper section, 300 for the lower section. And then, you know, the width up here, we have a total of, I think, that's 300 again? No, a little bit more than 300. and then 120 down here, which I think that ended up being a bit wider. But this was, you can see how I got started sketching here. And let's see, let me just check on a couple other things. So here's a few more Here's a few more images that I posted on Patreon. This is how not that yet. This is how I started making the desert. So up here, actually mapping it. This is when we had this giant, 300 something by 500 map. So my first goal is to just kind of get like some sketchy tiles down, right? So this, I mean, can you guys guess what part of the desert this is? This one should be easy. Mirage, yes. So this is just like the original RSE Mirage Tower graphic as a placeholder for what was going to be our actual Mirage Tower graphic. So then this is just kind of like getting a actual slope of the top right corner and just kind of sectioning out some of that. Yeah, you can see this is actually the scrapyard boundary here as well. Here's another one. I can tell where this is. I think the one has a pretty good clue as well. But you can see, like, first I'm just trying to outline the basic boundaries of where the separations would have been. Directly south of Mirage, basically, yeah. It's a little to the left. There's this big mountain here, which kind of masks part of Titania's gym, or where it would be. But you do notice the pattern of the rails, which is, I think, wholesale in the game still. And one more. Do you guys know where this is? Probably because the rail, right? Like, it's like the rail is kind of cheating. But you can see how I mapped out the cliffs. You have all those like kind of towery arid formations over there. So that was, this is just how those start. So let's compare them. So some of the trains got replaced by other cliffs, but like you can see how it's the same general shape here as a starting sketch. So this is just how I get started. This is how I map. Let's look for this one. Oh no, that's the Mirage Tower one here. So this is the base, the starting point. And then here, this one is a bit more different. The cliff actually became a bit straighter. But you can see there's the general shape. We narrowed a bit here. And then the other one is going to be about yeah, about there. So you see there's that base of the big mountain, and then we have the same pattern, and then the area cuts off there. So Sam mentioned earlier, yeah, I really like looking at it this way. Sam mentioned earlier that it took 2 people to make the maps, and that's not even fully accurate. It took 3. So I did most of the stuff in the middle. I did the sketches, and I did the stuff in the middle, and placing decorations and stuff. But what I had 2 other people help with individually was just the cliffs. Like these sections here beyond the map boundary, just to fill out this space. Like I made the outline, and then I passed this map off to Kanaya was one of those people, and I was like, just do a section of cliffs. Do like, from here to here or something, right? And it fucking took 2 weeks. It took You're correct, Sam, but I think that he'd prefer not to be identified. It took 2 weeks of just alternating between those two people to fill out the entire giant space around all of this. And they were working pretty regularly. It might have even been more than 2 weeks, I don't know. That actually feels like too short of a time, but it was a whole lot of work. Cliffs in this style are such a huge pain in the ass. Guys, I'm telling you, if you are making a fan game, don't surround your area in mountains. Learn from my mistakes. Save yourself, for a huge thing. Or at least don't do it in this detailed of a style. There are probably more responsible ways to do it, but I did not choose responsibility. I chose pretty cliffs. Why didn't you quit at any point? In too deep is probably a good way to put that. You know, it's not even... That's a really good question, and I think that goes back to my emotional issues. Like I have a habit of not really considering myself when making stuff. Like I see what needs to be done, and therefore I will need to do it regardless of how I feel about it. And this has not been a healthy approach. I do not advise this. I am currently taking away some time from development to try and give myself a healthier approach to it. But like, that's probably the simplest answer as to why I hadn't quit, because, you know, quitting wasn't on the menu. I said that I would do this. I had already committed to a standard of quality, and that was it. That was the end of the question. So Elamag has gone and just taken a quick video for everybody since I didn't have episode 18 on hand. So let's switch back over to this. All right. So you can just see the entire collective desert. So we'll just... It's a bit much. It's a little bit much. It was a bit huge. Honestly, it was fun to make though. Like, okay. Like, it's complicated. It was a huge pain in the ass to make, but looking at this, like, I am really proud of having been able to do this. This is fucking awesome. Thanks for the video, Anamag. Is there a size limit to ArmXP maps? Not really. Like, there probably technically is. It's probably 999 by 999, but at the point that you have a map that big, you're going to run into lag issues long before you actually fill out that map. Some people have been curious about this section of island up here. This was not intended, you know, this is always meant to be the sandstorm zone. It is the north boundary of the region. You do not go there. There is nothing planned there. We have to stop sometime, guys. But this was one of the developers who was working on it at the time. Just added a little thing there for funsies, and then when we passed it back to me, I just added another thing, like I added another cactus there or something, and then I passed it back to them, and they added like the palm trees, and then, you know, pass it back and forth, and it was just us being silly. There was absolutely, nothing serious to it. Thought that a lot of people want there to be some kind of secret way to get past the sandstorm, but no, I have to put a boundary on the region somehow. It was always the original concept of the ruined city that was surrounded on the north by deserts, just open fucking deserts, nothing there, and on the south by the wastes, probably eventually leading out to more deserts. Alright, I have some chat messages to catch up on, so I'm gonna close this. Thank you for the screenshot, Anamag. Will you ever write a novel? You give me the same vibe as my writer friend. I don't know if I will write a novel, because, I don't know, like, games are more popular these days, and I have the skill set for games as well. So it seems like if I was going to write a novel, I may as well make it a visual novel or text adventure game. And I have been, I was writing a novel before Reborn took over, but I don't know that I would go back to it, at least in that form. Maybe I recycle some parts of the concept for the future. That was the living angel thing in the circus, by the way. I have been writing a lot more lately, so maybe something will come of that. We'll see. I'm not making any promises, though. I'm mostly just writing it for myself. Okay, I'm caught up. The other thing about the desert is just that this bottom part here, specifically with the oases, is actually 4 different maps. We can get this now, right? Yes, but her being oppressive does not make it a better fight, because because she's so late game, the player has no shortage of options. Oh shit. The player has no shortage of options to basically choose around the fight, so it can't be oppressive in the same way. It just becomes restrictive instead of oppressive. It makes the fight very binary. Wait, that wasn't a real tree? Well, I guess I can't really blame them. I too would love to bury myself half underground and do nothing for hours on end. Been playing again since the first time since V16. Really love all the new look for old areas and new character moments. Would it be weird to say Sexyman is one of your favorite characters at the moment? No, I don't think that's weird. I think that, oh shit, one sec, I forgot I had a dialogue there. I think that it's fair to enjoy Sexyman as a character, and I'm glad that people are. And you can enjoy him, and you can appreciate what he does as a character without necessarily endorsing his actions. I missed the first line there, but I'd try, oh, that might look good on you, something like that? I'd try it on, but I already got my scarf. By the way, do yourself a favor and never wear a scarf to a desert. Okay, let's pick up some Pokeballs. Oh, goddamn, I keep forgetting that Taka has dialogue for all this shit. So what, did somebody just, drop something out here? Oops. There's the other one. There was one buried under the sand there too? That's all 6. So that was a detail that I had been sitting on for, you know, because that scene with Corey happened in episode 3, and the desert was made in episode 17, and there was a 3 or 4 year? No, sorry. 5? There was a 5-year difference between those episodes, so I was sitting on the idea of putting those Pokeballs in there for 5 years. I had wanted to do that the entire time, and I was just fucking waiting. This is why development has driven me insane. I'm pretty sure I at least picked the Pokemon for Lynn's, but for other, and for gym leaders, but for other trainers, usually I had Autumn help me out during development, after episode 13 or so, or Kanaya for a bit did some, and then starting in post-game, and E19 development cast took over and did a fuck ton. Krim also did some. So at a point, I used to do them all, and at a point that was something that I delegated and just focused on the most important characters. So, I was saying before, this lower part of the map is actually 4 individual maps, which means the hidden items are a huge pain, and it's another case of I regret dearly not adopting Dirkzona's script, because he had made that plugin to sync items between maps, and I'm like, I don't know why. What did that say? So do you just pick up any old junk you find? I guess that's why I'm here too. The desert is sparse because I'm not using that script, so I have to manually sync it, and I regret it dearly. But it's also sparse on hidden items so that I can stay under the event lag limit, which was still a concern at this time. I was really having to be very careful about my events. This is a patron trainer. This is not a good matchup. Did see the floor appears later on in post-game. Do you mind sharing how that came to be? Jan had requested to have a to have a cameo crossover event, and I was fucking thirsty for quest ideas. That's the word. Wait, what type are you? God damn it. I was thirsty for quest ideas, so I was all too happy to accept. Plus, you know, getting to shout out a community project as well is very much in line with the nature of the spirit of the game. Goodbye, Oasis. Goodbye, Erebus. Wait, what? So was that just a mirage? There's no way we could have walked up that close and touched it if it were just that, right? I'm confused. Okay, and we want to hit exactly 3 oases. Because the way this works is that the Mirage Tower is on a 4-step cycle. However, so it appears only after activating 4 mirages. However, you start with 1. Here's the next. There's not another trainer around here, is there? Okay. And then also because of... I'm not gonna get used to that. Because of event limits, those trainers also are map specific. And, you know, I don't want to make it so that if you... How do I say this? Because normally trainers are kept track of via a self-switch within the event, which is contained to the specific event on the map. So if you fight trainer A on map X, it will disable trainer A on map X specifically. But if trainer A has also been copied onto map Y, and you encounter them there, trainer A, despite, you know, in universe being the same person, will not be disabled on map Y. So I either would have needed to add a second switch, or I just make it so that the trainers only appear there sometimes. I hope that makes sense. Did I just activate another Mirage and space out? That was 2, right? That was still just 2? Chat, save me. I can't count to 3. Lola Executor is a brilliant idea. Who did it? Game Freak. Game Freak made a Lola Executor. Okay, I'm not listening to Sarah. You made a Taka persist when switching between desert maps? Wait, what do you mean, what do you mean you made Taka persist? Doesn't Taka already persist? I do not have an understand. He disappears when you touch the Oasis thing? Oh, because he moves under the same spot. Yes, I have understanding now. Yeah, because teleports do that. Got it. That's neat. You were referring to the sprite. Oh, yeah. We looked at a bunch of different sprites for Lola Executor trying to figure out how to do that, and we just went with the funny option eventually. I don't remember who that was originally by in specific, but I'm pretty sure we found somebody else who we liked the shape of it, and then we had to do a bunch of extra scripting work to accommodate it, especially in the Pokedex, as I recall. This is 3. Frankly, that's a metaphor for my life. Alright, so Mirage Tower is now open for business. Have an English Shakespearean soul, don't deny. Okay, thank you. I will just accept the compliment. Hey there! I need to take some time to de-stressitize. Wanna play? Ultimus. This is surely another Patreon trainer. Right. There is a Sujaline cave somewhere around here. I must do it a find. This is like the giant cave from Aladdin. I don't know how this works. But you know what I mean? You know that Aladdin cave? It just, you know, there must be supports in there or something. How is it not just collapse behind that? Why is Mirage Tower locked behind 3 oases and not all 4? I don't remember why I made that choice. I think it was for obfuscation. You know, I wanted... So when I was designing the Mirage Tower mechanic, I wanted something that would feel vaguely random and unreliable, but was actually entirely within the player's control to go out and do immediately if you knew to do it. Because, you know, excuse me. The Ruby Sapphire Mirage Tower mechanic fucking sucked. But so it couldn't be time or chance based. So the Oases were a thing, but I figured it would be too predictable and understandable if it were just 4. So I'm like, all right, if we offset this a little bit, it'll probably be a little bit confusing and keep people just a little bit on their toes, which I think was effective. Was the desert always going to be the end point for the Magikarp side quest? No, I don't think it was. I think that was just where it felt right to end it. Because it felt like Corin had a better connection to Train Town that way. Is Taka gay? His scarf is fabulous. I don't consider him gay, but he gets a point if you say he's your boyfriend regardless of gender, because he's just happy to be loved. He's just happy that somebody would not be repulsed by the thought of thinking of him that way. A giant, like, Queen Garchomp in the cave. Like a massive mega that the ruins were built around. That sounds cool. A cavern in the sand, huh? I'm not sure how this place doesn't just cave in on itself. Oh, me too, buddy. But I could say the same about myself. Seems good. I guess we'll be less likely to be found in here. Alright, now. So this cave, actually, I have more things to say about this cave. Let's pull up my window again. So once again, let me get this out of Imgur's bullshit. So this was my original sketch for Sexyman. Does this mean anything to anyone? So I did clean this up. So when I was making these dungeons, I was also experimenting with delegating dungeons more to team members. So my original plan, Kanaya helped out with mapping this one. Oh, I think she did just map it. It looks like multiple layers on one sheet of paper. Pyrostar is the winner. So here's the cleaned up version. So this is the image that I gave to Kanaya to kind of give her a basis for mapping Sexyman. And so what we're seeing here is the first floor and the basement floor are stacked on top of each other. The basement floor is in a slightly different color. And then I have some various notes on how to set up the rooms. And where all the portals are and such. So if we look in, we can kind of see some of my handwriting here. Lower level is a 3x3 grid with a set of basins in which the player can deposit Pokesnacks. This attracts a Gibble, which flees and can be chased around. However, the way to catch it is to drop in from the upper layer of the top of it, surprising it. A switch here activates the sand portals in the room, leading to the main reward. This event room will feature a special chasing with various event Pokemon. I'll handle this one. Don't worry about it, Kanaya. They put a New World door here and didn't make an Umbral Solaris. Oof. So there couldn't have been an Umbral Solaris. He died an organic death as opposed to a magical one. There was no shot. So quicksand to the basement, quicksand to the entrance. This is just my little legend. This is like a much more cleaned up version. Like, this is how I sketch things out for myself. I put a lot of effort into cleaning this up so that it would be digestible to somebody else. But like, you know, when you guys look at this, when I look at this, I see this basically, if that makes sense. Yes, this is a Gibble puzzle. So like this is just what my personal notes look like. To Tourmaline, yeah. So I didn't do this very much. I think this and Tech Knight are the only cases where I really gave somebody like a set plan like this to map based off of. Which, you know, it's interesting to look at in retrospect, but I kind of felt, I don't know, I didn't quite vibe with the workflow when we tried this, which is why I didn't do it more going forward. Anyway, here we also have, for your interest, here are the first and basement layers separate. So this is just this image in the individual layers so that you can see them a bit more clearly and see the rooms. Yeah, so Taka gets to come back because of time bullshit shenanigans. Ace was digitally imprisoned. Tanya and Maria had umbrals and they didn't even die. That's true. They just had negative vibes. Sing us a song. I'm not prepared to sing right now. I'm so out of practice for singing. So for anybody who thinks that I know the layout of this place, because I have a map here, I don't. Amy, did you fall down here on purpose? We're never getting out of here now, are we? Dibs on the left side of the cave. Yeah, Glitch say he made this music. I don't know which song it is offhand. It will probably be listed on the wiki. I believe we completed a soundtrack page there. How did the city restoration plan come to be? Like, did you want to redo the city at one point and decided to make it a side thing? Or was it always in I didn't mean to do that, no!
Defeat.
Wait, this isn't the entrance? How do we get back here? And does this mean I don't get the left half? God damn it. See, this is why I don't walk and talk. Then I walk into a fucking sand pit and lose my progress. Yes, it was always... I just did it again. Hold on. I need to navigate. It was always the plan. Wait. I think I know this place. Amy, let's get a closer look. There'll be a button here. Yeah, go ahead and press it. Then we can keep going. Nothing? I guess we have to hit the second one too. I vaguely recall doing this before with my father. So this is RPG Maker 2003. This is a game I worked on when I was like 12, 13-ish. You can see it's just kind of like a similar vibe with some borrowed graphics. You got some rooms that are full of life, some that are just, you know, it's whatever. But I kind of like this area for the time being. Is RPG Maker the thing, and how difficult is it to learn? It's not difficult. If I can do it, if 11-year-old me can do it, you can do it. Just get it when it's on sale. It goes on sale pretty often. Play around, find out. Just have fun with it. Don't be scared. This was, you can see the clearly stolen Golden Sun graphics here. But this was another glass-themed dungeon that I made. I also like glass-themed dungeons where you just turn the sand into glass there. You can see these jumping puzzles from back in the day. This is just what I do, I guess. The idea is that you notice which space is vacant on the floor below as you're falling through or something, but nobody actually does that, and it's not a very good idea for a puzzle. I don't like this puzzle very much. Oh. I was wrong. I looked at the map wrong.
Defeat.
There should be some kind of button on the statue. There it is. It should be the key to moving forward. Go ahead and press it. Thoughts on Rosen Maiden? Oh. No. Firstly, I want to know why you're asking. Because that's such a bizarre niche thing to suddenly be asked. What? Have you heard me talk about it before? You watched a bit of it and also heard me talk about it? Okay, yeah. So Svigento from Rosen Maiden was my original Blorbo. I used her as an avatar for like, I don't know, 5 years, maybe more. Maybe more like 7. Yeah, I still really like her. I think, you know, the show itself is... I think the manga is better than the show, and I think the show is not good enough for me to be able to recommend. The reboot, Zurikspelen, is really good, but that's also the 3rd season, so it's hard to, you know, tell people to start there. I have a lot of love for that show. And the style of the dolls in Rosen Maiden definitely has probably informed a lot of my aesthetics and character design choices. Yes, I was here before. This statue wasn't broken then. How long ago was it? I don't think I can read this, but I definitely recognize it. Why? I feel like Kat just understood me like 50% better from connecting those dots. Sonic the Hedgehog 2 is pretty fun. I played when I was younger. Pumpkin Hill is great, and I don't think it's probably worth going back to again. When I was young, my father took me here with him once. It was before he really got involved with starting Team Meteor. We explored these ruins together looking for something. To be honest, it's one of the very few positive memories I actually have of him. But I feel uneasy about this room. I can't remember why, but I feel like we should be careful. Yeah, I'm just gonna put my Ninetales in the front for, you know, no reason. Okay, making sure I'm not on speed up. Hey, Amy? I remembered why. Run! God damn it. I thought I could at least get through. No! Leave me alone! Alright. Heart attack over? Yeah? Years shaved off life? Yeah. I don't think they'll follow us out here. Can't believe I forgot about that. He told me at the time it was some kind of trial left for us by our family. I can't help but think that was absolutely not necessary. Oh, I just started clicking through those buttons. Stone Edge, huh? I wonder if this was his TM. If he left it here, he probably intended me to use it someday. You should take it. I'm not going to live up to his corrupted legacy anyway. Another one. Yeah, seems like there's a button here too. Go ahead. Not gonna lie, I was just high-key worried I just condemned us both to death by having you press this place's self-destruct button. Let's see. Oh, it looks like there are some sand pits in the ground where there weren't before. I would love to have had him turn and look at the sand pits, or look around at all. However, like I said before, I have no control over follower events once they are in a different map, or even once they're following, I think, technically. So I just can't have him do that. I think this says something about a Guardian legacy. It's way too faded to read. I remember seeing this before. How long ago was it? There was somewhere below there, too. Oh, I remember. This is where my father met his Garchomp. Well, it was just a Gibble at the time. And... oh, I had forgotten. He tried to get one for me, too. But I didn't want it. I don't remember why. When we left, he said that I ruined the whole trip by not catching one. So much for a positive memory. I forgot about that entirely. Maybe I should have just gone with it even though I didn't want to. I was just a kid. I probably didn't have much of a reason. But then again, maybe refusing to take the Pokemon left from me by our bloodline was just proof that I'd eventually leave them and come here with you. So I still don't want it. If you want to look for a Pokemon like that, I'll support you. I think it may not come out through normal means. I remember something about having to leave an offering and then come back later. I realize, you know, with my recent processing that, that whole bit about not really having a reason to refuse probably was not fair to Taka. Because that kind of feels like the same general theme of dialogue that I had been realizing about some experiences with my dad when I was younger. And over time, Taka's experiences with Solaris kind of borrowed more and more from my relationship with my dad. Given that room upstairs, I was expecting a Garchomp bite. Then again, there's no way my father wouldn't have that. Well, I think that's him being hard on himself and not remembering that he probably did have legitimate reasons to be uncomfortable with being forced into that position. So we're gonna put the Pokesnacks here. If we're talking about an offering, these basins are probably where it was left. There seem to be a lot of them. I wonder if this was a place for many more people in the past? My father said our family used to be much larger and much more influential. Falling into decline is just the way of the world. Anyway, if you happen to have anything Pokemon might like, try putting it there. That should be enough. Hopefully something will come by for it. Kinda wish I'd made the bottom of that basin darker so that it's clearer when there's snacks in there or not. But those are minor nitpicks. So we're gonna come back to that in a minute. What are my favorite hobbies aside from game making? I do D&D on the side. I mostly just play video games. I like a lot of hobbies that are contained within game making. Like, you know, I like writing and composition and art all individually of them, even though they all filter into development. Are you getting into gardening because Amaria? As in, I didn't decide that for Amaria. That was March's thing. March said that houseplants were a good intersection for somebody who desperately needs others to be like codependence and water. The natural intersection was houseplants. That was why that happened, for March's logic. Why did you choose psychology for college? I was interested in psychology. So I originally went in as a theater major, and then I realized that was not going to be very useful for anybody. So I switched to psychology because I had a vague interest in it. It was it was all like effortless, easy classes for me anyway, because I had always, been interested in studying independently. I wanted to understand how to help people better. And I figured, my plan was always to do something creatively inclined, so I figured I could get probably a comfortable job in psychology or therapy or something along those lines to coast on until something creatively oriented worked out, which ended up happening a lot sooner than I expected, and I was very grateful for that. But I still finished out the degree. My school did not offer game making classes, and although I was bummed for that at the time, I'm kind of glad in retrospect because it sure seems like every game making student I've seen has just kind of been crunched under coursework, and I don't know that I would have had the room to successfully make this project if I were in a dedicated course for that. So this entire area down here was just a red herring. I wanted to make people think that you could chase the Gibble around. And I'm curious what everybody's experience with this event was. Like, how many of you realized that you had to drop down on it without being told by Taka? For those of you who did not do Reshiram route, I'm curious what your experience with this event was. Because this whole chase around thing was purely use the guide. You figure it out first time, nice. Purely a red herring. You had to look it up. You chased it around for so long, yeah. I had him with me. I didn't know what I was supposed to do. I see. Coincidence for me, nice. I guess that's bound to happen. But if you chase him here, he bonks on that wall. What, it ran off already? That one's pretty skittish, huh? That's the only spot that it bonks from. And you have to approach it from that specific direction. Anyway, I believe this is now the right one. Okay, you got it, huh? I'm kinda glad. I don't care about family or tradition or anything like that, but it would be sad if this place and that Pokemon were forgotten altogether. So, consider this a gift from me. I give you my history so that I don't need to walk in its shadow anymore. It's a little bit hard to tell, but this right here is the boundary between the two maps. And I put this mountain here in place because that means that I only have to use half as many events for the teleport, which saves on lag bullshit back for when that mattered. Sludge Bomb is a good point, I forgot about that, but no. We're going to clip over here. So as you've seen, Taka has a heck ton of dialogue in the desert. And I added a lot of that all at once. Yes, the forbidden Taka dialogue. So you can't actually get up here. Yeah, so the only way to get this here normally, for those who don't know, is that you can walk down here. I'm debugging for speed, right? But there's a path around here, and that leads to, you can walk, no longer controlling, you can walk behind the tower here and get up there. So you can get there normally. However, the problem is, I didn't think about the fact that you can't get behind the tower when you have Taka, because you have to surf. And you can't surf with partners. But I had added this dialogue before I really thought about that. So there's forbidden dialogue here that you can only get through checking ARM XP or through debugging like this. As for the Lemonade Stand, the Lemonade Stand was originally a joke during a Patreon stream when I was mapping the desert. And it was part of Jan's original idea, which is why he's reacted like this in the chat. to have just a lemonade stand out here in the desert. Just for silly. But when it actually came time to event and place the lemonade stand, I misremembered whose idea it was, and I thought it was Marcello's instead of Jan's. So Jan got his lemonade stand snatched out from under him because of my bad memory. And Marcello is a dirty thief. That is also why in post-game Jan takes this over. So firstly, we have a Leafeon to pet. Pet the Leafeon. Leafy. It appreciates the pet. Your hands smell like a pine tree. Hey Cass, what kind of stupid British voice should I do for Marcello? Should I do the Queen?
You should absolutely do the Queen.
Hi, I want to buy some lemonade! Welcome, how may I serve you? I'm the Queen of England! And then we also added the Blue Moon Lemonade just because we thought it'd be funny to have something that, It's an old meme. It's just an old joke that Cass and I have carrying on. Especially for the sake of fucking with Marcello. I want to buy some biscuits and tea in it. Yes, this is always here. Fun fact about Blue Moon Lemonade, it heals 103 HP, but it also has the highest base fling damage in the game. So if you can somehow debug in a bunch of Blue Moon Lemonades, maybe fling could be a good move. I don't know. Don't count on it. Exactly, it's just the stock and standard Queen of England joke. I was told I was being character assassinated. What's going on? Nothing. You grinded for money cap and found out you couldn't afford it. Sarah? Sarah, you need to make better choices. Yes, we specifically put it over the money cap. I'm so sorry that you wasted your time like that. The Queen is dead. God rest her, but we're still gonna make fun of her. Respectfully, of course. Okay, so you just sell lemonade out here by yourself? That was your idea, that's true. Leech in chief, exactly. Yup. That can't be a very profitable business. It's more profitable than whatever you're doing. Yeah, no, that's fair. I'll take 2. Here, Amy. This one's on me. And then over here. No, you're British. You totally sound like that. Right? That's what you sound like, right? I'm pretty... Listen, isn't that what March sounded like? I have a lot of questions about what just happened. You think you have to side with March here? Oh, come on. You're gonna side with the Brit.
Well, I guess we support the monarchy, you know?
Oof. You are not. You are above them. You are separate. I recognize your independence. I love her. Yeah. Yeah, fuck the Queen. Thank you. Thank you. Your friend Twig is here. That's true. The Leafeon's name is Twig. March actually has a Leafeon plush named Twig. March's revenge was stealing the lemonade in the first place. March is being revenged upon. I have a lot of questions about what just happened. Most of them are why.
Wow, he's so good with words. It's no wonder that women are tripping over themselves.
This has answered exactly none of my questions. In fact, I have even more now. I feel like I've seen this place before. Amy, can we check it out? Alright, so firstly, let's take extreme amounts of damage. So I'm curious, how did everybody first... I assume that everybody knows about this by now. How did everyone first find out about this? From a guide? Or something? Guide? You love the dialogue if you come here after Tech Night? What's the dialogue difference? I forgot about that. You just wanted to smash glass? I love that for you. That I was hoping somebody would say that. Voltzi's video? Okay. Guide from the Lugia quest? Okay. You found out about this because I told you. I'm starting to think you might... Oh, yeah, I understand. Yes, the punching addiction comment. That's right. Damn. You're right, I should have gone there first. I'm starting to think you might be repressing some seriously destructive tendencies. I pressed the wrong button. Anyway, it looks like this hole leads downwards. Do we really have to go down there? I don't believe he loses points. I don't like this place. Alright, now. You might think that I remember what's down here and what the way is. And if so, you probably need to watch more of these streams. If you talk to Taka on each location, you get a relationship point with him. You have no HP, please heal. Nah, that sounds like bitch talk. You know, I think there's someone in Team Meteor who really had it out for you. More than normal, that is. Elias brought in this new recruit, and for a while he was always saying how he was going to get back at you for something. Then suddenly he changed. Maybe he just got over it? Hey, in your travels, did you ever meet a girl named Luna? She was one of my only friends growing up. Then she ran away. Just like me now, I guess. I think about her a lot. I wonder how long it'll take the others to realize I'm not coming back. If they haven't already, anyway. You remember that guy who was with Ace, Zelendai, and Rotocrane? Back then, some of the grunts were saying you killed him. He wasn't the friendliest guy. In fact, he never stayed to talk. Or did orders he didn't have to. And he argued with Sirius all the time. But even then, you wouldn't do something like that, right? When was the decision made to have Taka and Luna know each other? That one wasn't made directly so much as realized later, because Luna was always Elias' daughter, and Taka was always Solaris' son. And we just put the pieces together with the relationship later. And I'm like, oh, that is something we should probably talk about eventually. Heh. Talk about defeat. Mirage Tower. This thing looks like it'll slide around the surface area. But what to do with it? Wow, March, I can't believe you're a fake fan. And Taka disappears. Oh. So that opened a path upwards. There's probably more like this going upwards too. I don't really get this mechanism too well, so I'll be counting on you. What is every Reborn character's favorite video game? I'm so not prepared to answer that, but Tara's is definitely Terraria for obvious reasons, and Blake's is by default Call of Shooting. Regardless of if I've been here or not, the architecture in this place is the same as the Citadel. That should mean that this place was made by my ancestors too. Great. These puzzles are really fun to make. I really like these puzzles. And it sounds like most people really like them too. Most people I know, not everyone. That white spot for marking the right place is meant to be a light from the top, right? Is it alright if you change it to always on top? Sure. I didn't really think of it as being on top so much as from under the mirror, like a light underwards, but we could still do that. It's fine either way. Ragamus would definitely play chess.com and nothing else. Did I plan the story and characters in advance, or did I just went along? I planned them... So the characters all existed from the online link before. But the story was kind of just made up on the spot based on the Reborn map, which I drew in advance, until episode 3 when Heather appeared, and then I'm like, I should figure this out. And so it was all planned from that point. Can glass be showered on this floor as well? Yes, but it doesn't do anything. Do you think Tara has her game marked as Terraria on her desktop? Yeah, probably. Well, that's not quite what I was expecting to appear. Did we take a wrong turn? There was also an issue with these puzzles for a while. There's an issue with these puzzles before Cass needed the anti-lag script, thanks again Cass, where if you stood too far away when these puzzles get wider, then if the controller was on this side and the other controller was on this side, so you had to stand over here, you would actually be out of range for the lag script to kick in and process the controller over here, which made it feel a lot more unpredictable in the first couple episodes that this existed. Did I have it? I know, and I feel like the harder ones are... This isn't a hard one, I'm just dumb right now. I always feel like I just get like 10% dumber on stream. Maybe sometimes more like 50% dumber, actually. It might actually be more like 80% dumber. It might be kind of closer to 110% dumber.
That sounds accurate.
Hold on. I can do this. Hold on. I just have to do the thing. You know.
Yeah, don't fuck up in front of your millions of fans on me.
I know. Hold on.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh, she's gonna fuck up.
Oh no!
Uh-oh, she's gonna fuck up.
Bye, Lissa.
Wow, you fucked up. Listen, love.
Fucked up, yep. Yeah, like I can't soft lock myself, so it's okay. I just have to figure out what am I... Hold on, let me just... Hold on. Yeah, I'm gonna leave the room and reset. Because probably, yeah. I mean, I still have mod powers. It'll just take me a sec. I feel like Tanya would be a Souls fan.
I mean, yeah. She already, like, wears a sword.
That's true. Hold on, I can do this. I've never had trouble with these puzzles before.
Well, for all you know, she could just be Mr. FromSoft.
Maria would play Subnautica and not be scared by the Defiance. She's like, oh my god, they're so cute! Sending you my brain cell, thank you. Hold on, is the solution like super obvious to everyone else? I have no brain cells to send, you know what? No brain cell solidarity, I respect that.
Also touching.
Portable content. That's true, that's what you do.
I'll get back to my noise pollution. That's all I do.
This place is so weird. It might have been made by my forebears, but why make it so confusing? I have become brain cell. As I was always destined to be. That shouldn't have been so hard. That's not even the hard one. It seems to get worse as we go up, too. Did they make it like that on purpose? Okay. I don't know why I'm using repels in here, but YOLO. See, this one is easy. That one's baby. The other one was also baby. Okay, where is it this time? It's over here. This was so fun to make. I challenged myself to see if I could make all of Mirage Tower in a day, and by golly, I did it. Also, trying to do non-Euclidean stuff in RPG Maker just doesn't work. Did you notice how Taka is moving up and down when you go up the diagonal stairs? That's fixed now too. Wait, did we just skip a floor entirely? Oh, I hadn't even noticed that. Nice. He's just skipping down the stairs. He's just having a good time. Well, thank you. I appreciate you refining all that following stuff. Alright. Now this one. How hard could it be? I recall, I think my trick was with this one was that I wanted to make it so you had to go on the outside of the spiral. Did I Hulk smash the glass? Yes, I've gotten Mimikyu already. Whoop. Let's see, how do I want to do this? Here? Probably why that indent is there. Or maybe not. There we go. Adrian should play some video games, though. There we go. See, this one is easy. I have brain cells, promise. And we're back. I'm getting dizzy from all this. Okay. So now this one, I recall that my trick was... This is really easy to solve from the starting state, but if you fuck up, then it becomes impossible. You got lost here once? I'm glad to hear it. Let's see, I don't think I have any cool visuals for Mirage Tower, unfortunately. I have for Tech Knight and Scrapyard, but not Mirage, because I did this all at once. Okay. So we just need to reverse that, which, as I recall, there we go. Easy. Not even an issue. You have your brain inside your spine? I don't think that's where your brain is supposed to go. I feel like that shouldn't even be physically possible. Which, he's reacting to something that we can't see off screen, so that's kind of my bad for not considering that when writing the dialogue.
Wow, I mean, I
I
can't
know.
believe you fucked it up.
I know.
You ruined everything.
I know. It's so true. This is like the mirror fun house I never got to go to as a kid. Yeah, I think we fixed the mic issue. I think it wasn't the mic at all. I think it was some other entirely unrelated cable. Wait, what? Why are we back outside now? What was even the point? Did we make a wrong turn somewhere? How many of you got by this?
Yes, admit it live on stream in front of millions of fans.
Yes. You got by it and you used the guide. I am fishing, yeah. Whoops. Because of the water? Ooh, why the water? What's up with the water? Ooh, that's a good shiny. Now, Chatot, I need you to behave. I also really need to have something that can single target. Doesn't have the deeper areas like it does in the real outside. I thought I had fixed that, but you might be right. That might have been something I meant to fix and didn't. No, don't kill the Gastrodon! No! And then oh, I killed another shiny. Wait, that was you? You did that? That must have been one of the first things you did for the game, right? I always really liked those for Gastrodon in particular.
Who?
Sam did the Gastrodon shiny. It makes it look like a cute slime. I don't like normal Gastrodon very much, but I do really like that shiny. Whoops, wrong button. My prompt was RPG slime? Huh. Okay, now I really have to not kill the Fion, though. This is Taka's Chatot. God, I have to switch again. Okay, I won't make the same mistake. Though you can get Chatot from Crysolia. Gosh, I don't... Is it just gonna kill the Fion again? I'm so afraid to do anything. Hold on. Don't die, Fion. That looks like it could be, like, live with 1 HP. Okay, great. I have learned my lesson. Yeah, well, you can't throw a ball until the other one is dead. That's a canon mechanic. Great. Easy game. Who wants to be a Fion? Our first legendary Pokemon. Unless you count that type null. There's another secret map transition here, which was kind of a pain. Is it over? This looks like it might be the top. I had to add this sparkle because otherwise I don't think people realize that you could interact with it. See, I believe, if I remember correctly, there's text on the front. The text on here is way too faded to read. All I can see is something about being chosen and distortion. Latest, the sheath on the platform. This is... I remember now. My father took me here once when I was very young. He told me a story about our family. A long time ago, Arceus created the world as we know it. He also had to retroactively create the method for his arrival on that world. This was the meteor which our family dedicated themselves and their culture to protecting. But there was another legendary Pokemon that appeared in Reborn 2, Giratina. It appeared here after the world's creation, and its very presence began to distort Arceus' holy ground. So that legendary Pokemon became the enemy of our ancestors. They fought, and they won, and supposedly Giratina left the region forever. but even today there are many distortions in Reborn that could be said to be caused by Giratinga's past influence. This tower isn't one of them. I remember my father telling me that our ancestors made this place to train themselves to withstand Giratinga's distortions. After the Pokemon's defeat, it became a tradition to climb the tower, and enshrined at the top was that. Amy, go ahead. Take it. Okay, and I believe Honedge is somehow unclaimed. Who wants to name a Honedge? Dibs, Axel has it. The original weapon that defeated Giratina is probably not that one. Who knows if something like that could even still be around by now. But at the least, this should be similar. Maybe a descendant, like I am. I'm not suited to this. I may have the Slayer's blood in me, but by now even water must be thicker than it. So whether you end up turning that sword on Giratina or Arceus, I want you to take it. And that was a reference to the episode title for episode 17, because that was rust thicker than the water. Alright, now, whoops, I didn't mean... Oh, well, this place is almost nostalgic. Not that I've been here before or anything, but the smell of rust and concrete, and the thin layer of dust that tracks everywhere you step. I've spent a lot of nights in a room like this. Yeah, so that was a personal comment as well. When I was living at my dad's house, my room was unfinished in a basement, and it had a concrete floor and unfinished walls, but the concrete floor is the fucking worst, because literally I could not get into bed without a bunch of concrete dust sticking to my feet. And it was a huge pain in the ass. I forgot that I added that dialogue there. Amy, I don't think we can safely go further than that. That sandstorm out there looks like a bad time waiting to happen. I don't think it's gonna blow over soon. Let's go back for now. I think there's a TM over here that I didn't get as well. Or there used to be a TM anyway. Come on. Here we are. What? Oh, I didn't remember this guy. Oh no. Oh no, is this the Aaron guy? Oh, you bet it's the Aaron guy. Thank you for all those gifts. Is Reborn closer where the origin stands? Yes, it's to the west of Ore. Fortunately, I have Hail up, so it's fine. You are quite strong. That battle was off the rails. There's the TM. How did any of these trains even get where they are? And how did I... Maybe I'm just another train. Oh yeah, we should talk to him more. Hey, what are your parents like? You've seen how my father is, and my mother was just that. She was hired to have me, and then she went on her way. But that's not normal, right? So I do need to get a specific dialogue with Taka for the relationship point. Oh, sorry, did you say something? I totally spaced out. I'm sorry for always being such a burden. One of the things that I wanted to do in E19 and ended up just deciding to save myself the energy on was sequencing all this dialogue so that it wasn't just random. That would have been a lot of work, but it would have meant that you would get each dialogue before it started repeating. None of this would have happened if not for that woman. She's corrupted Team Meteor, both our ends and our means. Okay, that one we read. Elias will probably be looking for me too. I don't want to be found by anyone, but at least Elias is loyal to my father. I can't imagine having someone act towards me in the way he does to my father. I deserve that least of all. Being out here is a lot more interesting than staying cooped up in Meteor's drama, that's for sure. Most of the people around there are the opposite of fun. Well, I guess Blake was pretty funny. He's been with us for a while and used to look after me when I was younger. Sometimes. He died before he admitted, but I think he actually likes kids. Reborn sequel will revisit every region, Gen 1 through 9, and then become the world champions. Just kill me. Literally just kill me. Nobody's following us, right? Hey, this is... okay, that... if you see her, tell her... actually, never mind. I kind of think it's my fault that she's become as delusional as she is. After all, if I hadn't been born, she wouldn't have had to be in that position.
Wait, you guys...
Lynn's not following us, right? Oh my. That woman never talks except when she's giving orders or spitting on others. Bye, Meg. She's more like a robot than a human, but even less empathetic. I hope my father doesn't take it too hard when he gets the news. He never really got over losing his parents like he did. He's always in fear of losing things from the past. That's why he fights so hard for Reborn's history. Do you think my father will be okay? He's been harsh with me, but only out of concern. I'm the one that just can't get it together. Not faithfully, anyway. Zala's gonna get chewed out because of me. Father had asked them to keep tabs on me when they weren't working on the pulses. That was part of their original concept when the characters were given to me. These were both Ice's characters, and Ice really stressed their friendship a lot more than has showed up in-game. Then again, I heard Zero's not doing too well lately. He may be subordinate to my father, but you should watch out more for Sirius than for him. He's always had the history is written by the winners mindset since he's fallen in with Lynn, it's gotten much worse. Everything is Lynn's fault. That woman is chaos inside and out. Did you know she's narcoleptic? I can't tell you how many times we've found her collapsed in some random place. And no matter what we do, she won't wake up except on her own. Which specifically, that's the child and losing connection to the doll. Just bad Wi-Fi. Ice is not dumb, Ice, no. Ice has been around the community since 2007, when this was just a group of, 15 friends from collected across the internet. Ice is the oldest the oldest member besides me and Maelstrom, who the Inspector was based off of. Listen, we have one more base up in the Carnelia region. Besides Laboratory City, that is. I feel like even if I tell you not to go there, you won't listen. But seriously, don't go. They'll probably try and lure you there. It would be really bad if you went, and I don't mean for Team Meteor. No, the Inspector with the Torkoal. We didn't actually pop out and see his incense shop, but, it's there. Listen, if you see anyone suspicious, just bury me in the sand and come back for me later. So, what's your secret? Is it why you hardly say anything? Do you hate my father? This is the one that I was going for. We will choose no. Even after everything? Thank you. Okay, now we can keep going. Whew, it's good to be out of that mess out there. But what is this place? You don't have any other idea either, do you? Here we go again. Tomato berry. Hey, are you gonna eat that? The stones seem to shimmer with light. Oh, that's it? Never mind then. I thought it would be bigger. Well, that's nice, I guess. This is another red herring field effect. And I had to move it earlier so that it'll be available before Heather. Alright, now we need to catch a Pokemon with Power Gem. So why isn't there an option to give Taka Berry? You know what, that's fair. On the other hand, maybe it's less fair. I have a Max Repel on. On the other hand, I think that we should feed Taka something better than a berry we picked up off the ground in a cave off the side of a desert. Crystals scattered everywhere. Ooh, the fade out glitched there. Great, love that. Hate that. Okay, wait, what? Amy, you're not slipping me rare candies, are you? Also, the crystals appearing here was a huge pain because if the player happened to stand in a place where a crystal would appear, then they become soft locked. So I had to manually overfit each individual crystal location so that I would move the player if they happened to stand there. Yeah, you're just having some quality friend time with Lua. Anyway, we are now at the 3-hour mark, which I talked about. We don't actually need to stop because I'm pretty sure we fixed the mic issue because it wasn't the mic at all. Saphira... No, I think Saphira definitely gets treated the same way. I think you might have just missed it. I definitely see a lot of those same arguments. We have carving. We're ready to tear through this. For next time, I'm going to talk about the design and sketching for Tag Night next time. I have a sketch for Scrapyard, and then we will hopefully get through to Tanya's gym.
Allegedly. Don't believe her lies.
You know, it's funny you say no one likes Saphira as much, but I'm pretty sure Saphira just placed in, like, second or something for the recent popularity poll for the zine that's going around. So I think that that her stocks have picked up lately.
People don't like Saphira?
No, people do like Saphira.
Well, yeah, but you're talking about somebody not liking Saphira, right?
Oh yeah, Sarah said that no one likes Saphira as much.
Oh.
Which I think that was the case maybe before E19.
I think that's an interesting choice.
Yeah, there's plenty of bashing to her.
I'm not gonna say it's wrong, but I am gonna say it's wrong.
Anyway, thank you all for being here. We will continue again.
No, thank you.
Oh.
Get the fuck out of my house!
But thank you for having come.
Ow!
Bye, y'all. Oh.
Hello?
Thank you for the follow, Vidalis.
Wow, okay, yeah, just... Okay, now thank you for following me into my house. Get out of it!
Bye.